Alright, so let's go over the problem first. The problem is that my new RV batteries that I put in early this season just aren't lasting the way that they used to last when I first got them. So we're going to visit that, and I'm going to show you how I fixed that. So what was happening here was that I had noticed, because I watch my batteries real carefully, and I noticed my voltage in the mornings was down about 12.2 volts. Now I've got two 6-volt batteries, and it should actually be somewhere around 12.5 to 12.6 in the morning. You know, it's running the fridge all night and whatnot. Maybe running a few lights, blah blah blah. But still, it's never really gone down below 12.5. But for the last camping trip that we were on, 12.2, 12, like it was getting low, right? So I had suspected that I had some sulfation on my battery plates, and I deemed to get rid of that, and I'll tell you exactly how I did it. The other thing I did when I got home from that camping trip was I put my load tester on there. The load test actually showed okay, although the voltage was still, you know, low. And what was happening too with my solar, trying to get past that 13 volts, it was just really struggling to get past 13.1 volts on the charging. So the cure for this is actually real easy if you have yourself solar panels, because you can actually desulfate your batteries just by jacking up the voltage that you're charging into the batteries. And so what I did was I let my batteries sit with nothing going on. So I'm actually just maybe keeping my converter a little bit alive. That's all the use that it was getting. And in the morning, what I did was take a look at that voltage. That voltage was 12.1 volts. Was not happy about that at all. So using my charge controller for my solar panels, I turned up the amount of charge that I wanted to put into the batteries at 15.2 volts. What happens at 15.2 volts is that the sulfation, those little bits and pieces that are on the plates, start to dissolve, and that's what we need. We need to expose that plate again. And so once all of that sulfation is gone, I should have my full capacity back. So what I did was I ramped it up to 15.2 volts. I left it there at that voltage for about 3 hours. Figured that was plenty enough. And then I completely shut off all charging to the batteries and let them come down to their natural resting point. Now when you're charging those batteries up at 15.2, you can hear them actually off gas and pretty heavy. They get there's quite a lot of boiling happening in the batteries, so you don't want to leave it there for too long. So 3 hours is what I boiled those batteries at, 15.2 volts, 3 hours, and then completely shut things off. So I suspected sulfation, but we were going camping in another shady area. Had we actually had full sun, I probably could have just fixed this issue on the fly at camp, but I needed the sun, and I just didn't have that. So had I had that, I would have actually been able to rectify this problem on the road, which is a real good thing to know that you can do, and just a real added benefit to having solar panels, right? You can't stick your automotive charger on here unless you've got a repair type of charger that will get it up to that 15.2 volts, but most chargers just peak charging it up to 14.4. You're never going to boil off that sulfation. So just another great feature for having solar panels. In the morning, I came out the next day. So the following day, nothing's using my batteries. Remember, they were settling down at close to 12 volts, 12.1. The next day after I did the desulfation, they settled in at 13.1. So I got a whole extra volt that they were holding capacity for. I'm going to know for sure when I go out on the next camping trip here, but I suspect that my batteries have been recovered. Now, you can't do this with batteries that are too old. There's just going to be too much sulfation there, but because my batteries have only been used for this season, I thought I had a pretty good chance, and it looks like it paid off. I hope it pays off for you too. So one of the other leading indicators for my sulfation issue was that I noticed, so we've been camping in really shady areas here this entire week, so I'd top up with my generator maybe for a half an hour or so, and when we got into the sunlight, I noticed that like my batteries just wouldn't charge past 13.1. Like it was taking forever to get through that threshold, and it shouldn't be like that. It should be, you know, a fairly constant push of wattage into those batteries, and it just wasn't happening. So I was looking at that and thinking that there was something a little bit more going on than I could just see. So it finally popped up, right? And I got that 15.3. I left it for about 2.5 hours, and now I've disconnected my solar, I've disconnected my charge controller, and I'm just going to let the battery sit there for about 12 hours. I want to see where those batteries are going to sit at with no load on them, not doing anything. I'm hoping for you know, 12.5 to 12.6, but we're going to see. So let's let that sit and we'll see where it goes. Right now I've unplugged my batteries here, and you can see, actually it doesn't show on there, it's 13.3 volts right now is where the batteries are sitting. I've had the batteries disconnected now for about 3 hours, so I'm happy with the rate that it's coming down, but where it actually settles out is where we're going to see. Electrolyte is topped up. It's not really lost any of the electrolyte over time, so that's pretty positive. Okay, so we've actually let those batteries sit now for about 24 hours. So we're going to check them now, see what the voltage is like, and I'm hoping for some good results here. Let's check it here. Oh, excellent. 12.9. Not sure you can see that or not. It's kind of flashes, but so 12.9 is a good place for those batteries to be sitting with no load. It's actually got minimal load for the converter. It's just kind of powered on, right? So there is a little bit of load there, so that is awesome. I am going to start, maybe I'll run the fridge on this thing overnight and just kind of see what kind of draw is coming down. But I'm gonna turn my solar panels back on, and I'm gonna allow this thing to charge back up to 14.2. I'll be watching to see how quick the rate of charge is through that 13.1, so I'm kind of hoping for good things. Okay, so I've just turned my panels back on. Sun is just still coming up here this morning, so I've got 3 amps on the panels, and it's popped up from 12.9 to 13.2. So we're going to keep an eye on that over the next hour, see where it goes. Boy, I'm really glad I got that figured out. You know why? Because happy wife, happy life.